This is Alex King TV. Welcome back to the channel. First off, things we have a new song. He's doing a back to back. We have a song from Kendrick Lamar called 616 in LA. Kendrick is doing a back to back, which is crazy because he alluded to a back to back or liking back to back when he did this, right? Where he was saying he likes back to back. And so I think that this is a great thing. It's really interesting. I'm excited. Let's get to it. No further delay. To Kendrick Lamar, 616 in LA.
Uh,
Okay. Is it messing up? Is it good? Is it?
yeah. There's
Like a 5 beat?
survival. I
All right.
think somebody lying. Smell somebody lying.
Oh,
I don't
liar,
see
liar,
no
pants on fire.
fire.
Off-white Sunseeker, had the marina. Fuck a phantom, I like to buy yachts when I get the fever. Wine cooler,
Okay.
spill on my white
Oh,
t-shirt, a
that big boy talk
sightseer.
like Drake was
Trifecta,
talking.
money,
Is he
morals, and
copying him?
culture. That's my leisure, my visa. Passport tatted, that's your hub in Ibiza. Luke Cali's dwellers in
Let's talk
Brooklyn
about
just to
Ibiza
put me
too.
some pizza. Who can reach us? Only God can tell.
So it's crazy, right? Because Cole was talking about Ibiza, which is funny. But I also know that Drake be in Ibiza quite often too. He's always talking about taking trips and things like that. So I'm curious as if this was in reference to rapping similar to how Drake raps in regards to his money, boss talk, flossing talk, and things like that, but also staying there, like he could do it too because Drake was talking about a lot about money stuff, right? Like, I got this money, you don't got this money, and he seems like he's saying, nah, I do stuff too, I travel too, I'm over here doing things too. Like my money's not small money, bro, right? So it's rather interesting. My Visa passport tatted. I show up in the Visa, dwelling in Brooklyn just to put me some pizza. That's to put me some pizza. Dwelling in Brooklyn just to put me some pizza. I don't think that's what the lyrics are. That's weird. Okay, that's weird. But anyway, only God could teleport this type of freedom. My God, my confession is yours. One thing about Kendrick, it reminds me of kind of like Nas, but I feel like Nas does it a lot smoother in regards to how he brings God into his lyrics. But I guess, over time, Nas has more experience with it. But I find it sometimes when Kendrick says it, it's almost as if sometimes I'm like, I don't necessarily know if he believes in God. It's weird. Like it almost feels hollow at times, but let's get back to it.
Teleport this type of freedom, God. My confession is yours. But
Yeah,
who
he's
am I
always
if
doing
I
those
don't go
voices,
to
man.
war? There's opportunity when living with loss. I
Oh my, if
discover
I don't go to
myself
war.
and not fall
Yeah.
short. Raise my hands to a fallen sky. I fantasize me jumping planets, immortalized. I correspond. 3 angels watching me.
See, that's where Kendrick really shines because he's able to say all these things and make it sound like the most poetic thing in the world, right? The most poetic thing in the world. Who am I if I don't go to war, right? He's talking to God. He's like, but who am I if I don't go to war? Because, yeah, you need to go to war due to the fact that you see what happened to Cole? Cole left and pulled out on his own peaceful mission. And Cole's my favorite out of the big three. That's a whole other discussion. And I said my piece in regards to the apology video I did in regards to that reaction. But this is actually very interesting due to the fact that how he's phrasing it, you see like he's almost painting a picture with this. Like, I discover myself when I fall short, which is a great way of like insight in regards to yourself, knowing that through failing, that you actually learn more through your failure than you do through your victory. Raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize, me jumping planets and mortal lies. I correspond through angels watching me at all times. It's dope.
All the time, put my children to sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition
Talking
of
more
peace.
about
Tell me who gon'
perspective.
stop me? I come from
His
love
life
and
versus
still
Drake.
cover my heart, then open me up. Remember when picked up a pen, lyrics that I can trust. Timid soul, staring in the mirror, asking where I was from often. I know this type of power
Okay.
is gon' cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star. The mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give.
Interesting. So to be honest, this reminds me of like that King Los type rapping where it's talking about like circadian rhythms, and he was talking about jumping planets before and being like, it reminds me like, yo, like I'm a astrophysicist deep out of my dimension that I exist, wrapped around in a perplexed paradigm. When I shift, like it's like those types of things, right? It's crazy. Um, it's it's interesting because it showcases his technical skills, but also showcases how his mind works, the creativity, how he connects things, and I think that that's also the beauty of Kendrick's like barmanship, if you will.
You art, but the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart.
Ooh,
Yeah, somebody's lying. I can see the vibes on act. Even he looking
oh,
compromised.
taking
Let's peel
shots
the
at
layers back.
academics.
Ain't no brownie points
I
will
mean,
build your
academics
chest
really do be
harassing.
blazing great.
Fucking with good
It's
people,
crazy.
make good people go to back. Conspiracies about cash, dog. That's not even the leak. Find the jewels like cash, dog. I just need you to think. Are you finally ready?
The meme I had seen, but these lyrics are wrong too. Conspiracies about Cash Dog, not even the leak. Finding truths about Cash Dog. I just need you to think. I believe that they were saying this was he said Cash Doll. 'Cause I seen memes about Cash Doll being up about. I think she was on like a Vlad interview or something like that. So I'm not really sure exactly what that's in reference to. If because if it is wrong, then I wouldn't be able to put pieces together. But conspiracy about Cash Dog. So is he saying that there was conspiracies about the cash? Is it like that Drake's talking about his money in regards to the splits that he has, instead of him being concerned about the leaks that Drake supposedly has in regards to his camp at OVO? Finding the truth like Cash Dog, or finding the truth like Cash Doll. I just need you to think. That I'm guessing Cash. There was some. I think Cash Doll got robbed or something like that, and then she had to go and find like what was going on with that. So like the truth, still find the key. But it's hard to say because the lyrics may be wrong. So I'm not even really focused on lyrics. I'm gonna focus on what I'm hearing him say from now on.
To play. Have you ever, let's see, have you ever
Back
thought
on the
that
How You Ever.
OVO is working for me? Fake
Hope you
bully,
was
I
working for
hate
him.
bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it.
Oof.
Can't tussy slide about it. This one is just for resurface. Every
Nah, you
dog
can't tell
got
me
a
slide out
happy
of this
day. Now
break.
living your
More
purpose. It
dancing.
was fun until you start to put money in the streets. They lost
Ooh,
money because they came back with no receipt.
ooh. Drake was out here doing what he did to Pusha T during that beef that they had. Pusha was on Joe Budden's podcast talking about how Drake was putting money out on the streets trying to get dirt on Pusha T, but like nobody was able to come back with any dirt on him. So this is rather interesting. Uh, One of the things I do have, I guess, issue with in regards to the Kendrick Lamar disses is that it does seem to be very similar to things we have previously heard before. And because it is something very similar to what we've heard, whether it be from Joe, with his disses, whether it be from Pusha T and his disses, it's very much the same. Like there's nothing new. I know people on Twitter talking about, well, it doesn't have to be like, any like tea spilling. Well, I don't need tea spilling, but I do need some originality, right? Or like you have to rap it in a way that's so far and above how Pusha T did it and how Joe did it, right? And I think that Kendrick is extremely talented when it comes to rap, but the things he's saying sometimes have already been said and said very well, right? I think that's also a problem when it's a 20v1, Drake's words, where Rick Ross also already took the whole white boy approach, and it's not really touching how he did it. Like the fact that people were just really going around saying white boy, like it was crazy. So it's hard for Kendrick to be as impactful with it. He's killing it as far as the rap skill, though. But it's hard to be impactful. I'm waiting to hear something that's more impactful for me.
I'm sorry that I live a boring life. I love peace, but
Uh-huh.
war ready if the world is ready to see you bleed. The
Okay.
Elohim,
There he goes.
KTW. No,
Another
you can't
gospel.
sleep. These images trouble you. Know the wires in your circle should puzzle you.
Ooh, wait. Yo, he really keeps bringing up the leaks. Does Drake really have leaks in his crew? Like, I know that when his song leaked, I know there was speculation whether or not he had put it out just to see the vibe of things, or if someone had actually really snuck out and put it out themselves, like just to get it out and like sabotage him. This is some crazy stuff because he's talking about the wires. Like, be worried about the wires in your team, like in your circle. That's crazy if there really is like a leak. I mean, maybe they'll be exposed later, but damn.
If you were street smart, then you would have caught that your entourage is only to hustle you.
Ooh,
100 niggas that you got on salary, and 20 of them want you as a casualty.
ooh.
And one of them is actually next to you, and two of them is practically tired of your lifestyle. Just don't.
So that's weird. So this reminds me of Pusha T's and Kendrick Lamar's Nostalgia song, where later people went by and did a math or something like that and broke it down. In fact, figured out like Kendrick was saying something like coded in the numbers. The fact that he's doing a countdown, it seems very specific, right? Because do we know if Drake really has 100 people that he's paying? And then like if a certain amount reduces that and drops it down, like so it's like 100 minus 20, and then whatever it may be. But what does the number countdown look like to me? Like what is that representation of? And now two of them is practically tied in the lifestyle, and one, like why those specific numbers? What does that mean? To be honest with you, it makes me think of 40 because it's numbers, right? And that's just me just off of something like just because it's a number. So I'm like, is it somehow 40? Is 40 snitching? Because also didn't Pusha T say that he got information from 42? I think it was in like Joe Budden's podcast where he was talking about he got information from 40, like through 40 pillow talking with a girl. If 40 is still pillow talking or giving out information, that's crazy.
Got the audacity to tell you, but let me tell you some game, cause I can see you, my little homie. You playing dirty with propaganda, hit blow up on you.
Ooh,
You're playing nerdy with Zach Bia and Twitter
I don't know who
bots,
Zach
but your
Bia
reality
is.
can't hide behind Wi-Fi. You little.
I have no idea who Zach Bia is, but I do understand that he's talking about the fact that is he saying that Drake is buying bots? Is he using like AI to influence things? Is he using the bots to be on Twitter and Instagram and all other social medias to promote himself more, or to bring down Kendrick's stuff? Like he's out there like all about you, like oh boo Kendrick and stuff like that. Is that what he's saying? It's really interesting. I think that to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if they were all doing this. At least this is what I had assumed, that they were all doing these types of games, right? They all have these big teams behind them, these machines behind them. So I would assume that each team would have this. The only person I probably would assume that doesn't have it, to be honest with you, is J. Cole, because he doesn't really do any marketing. He doesn't really talk about anything. He doesn't have any of the pop features that these two have. And I've spoke about this before. So I don't think he's really associated with the machine as much as they are. Um, I'm not shocked at Drake having like the system behind him and working and doing these things and having these connections, but I also would assume Kendrick has it too. To be honest with you, I know he has the whole persona of he's above all of that, but I've always assumed that he had it too.
Means is losing steam. They figured you out. The first opinions is not convincing. I need a new route. It's time that
Yeah.
you look around on who's around you. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
Ooh. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do. Interesting. So in a way, it's like Drake is not in a safe place. He doesn't know who to trust around him in regards to his circle. That's the picture that Ken has painted this entire time. He's in a position where he cannot know for sure who to trust, who to say what around, and if he is safe. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike do. Michael Jackson had a song called "You Are Not Alone," but also in a whole other way of thinking about it, ask what Mike would do. Is he bringing it back around, circle back to beat it also? Meaning Mike would get out, Mike would get away from the situation. Is that what Mike would do? Would Mike beat it? Is he telling Drake, you better get out of your situation that you're in because it's unsafe? Because also, did he said earlier about OVO working for him? So is he saying that he has people placed in Drake's camp and he could get to Drake anytime he wanted, or he could get information from Drake anytime he wanted? It's really interesting, to be honest with you. This is some very clever stuff. Like this is just speculation because I like theories and stuff like that. But this is interesting. Let's see if there's any more. How's Kendrick also getting this? How did Kendrick even get this sample? Did he ever this in the tuck? Okay, this sound like it's it. That's they keep doing this Michael Jackson plays, so I'm rather interested to see how that Michael Jackson stuff's going to continue. But cool, cool. I think this was cool. I think this was cool. I think Euphoria was better. Also, I actually sat with Euphoria longer, and I think that Euphoria is actually a lot better than I gave it credit for. Definitely, the more I listened to Euphoria, the more information I got from it. So it was actually really interesting just how that played out. Um, I think I had there was also a post on social media talking about the fact that the 616 is in reference to a whole bunch of other things. Like I saw people talking about the fact that it's like OJ and the day that Nicole was buried, I think it was her funeral, and the day of OJ's trial, and being 616 because it had the glove on the cover, and on top of that it had the MMG logo on the glove, which is Rick Ross. And then on top of that, and that's funny because it's calling him White Boy. And then the one glove is also kind of like a whole Michael Jackson thing too, when you think about it too. So in a weird way, it's like a Michael Jackson thing. And then on another thing, it's a whole thing in regards to if the glove don't fit, you must quit. But it's also about the thing. Oh wow! If the glove don't fit, you must quit. Is he saying that if he doesn't fit in the culture, he has to get out? He should beat it like Michael. That's right. That's weird. Okay, that's or maybe I'm doing too much thinking in regards to that. It's also something about it was like Canadian Father's Day too, which is also a crazy play due to the fact that that's like Drake's whole thing in regards to like the fathership. So that's crazy. And also, I think that they were saying it's Tupac's birthday. So it's like so many things that lined up with the 616 and how he did it. This is that to me is my favorite part of all of this. I think the lyrics are cool. I think it's cool just how Kendrick keeps painting a picture of the idea that there are leaks, there are moles, there are conspirators in your vicinity, people who are rooting for your demise or potentially planning and and are having a part in your demise, which is crazy. It's some real mob level government infiltration stuff, right? Like like one of the new people from Boeing, whistleblower, was is dead again. Like this is the level of stuff that's going on with Kendrick and Drake, but from Kendrick's side, we don't really know what's going on from Drake's side. Drake needs some new tricks. It's not like he's doing the same old tricks he did with Pusha T that didn't work. But yeah, those are my thoughts in regards to everything. Hopefully, y'all are having a great day. I'm gonna post this. I'm not sure when. I have to get it out eventually. I have to get to work, but outside of that, yeah, comment, like, share, subscribe. Feel free to let me know of other songs or artists you want me to cover going forward. I appreciate it. Have a great one.